You are now listening to
The Really Joe podcast. Really Joe. Really.
So today I have my wonderful classmate with me, Steph, also known as Stephany Ellis, but
Stephany.
Ellis.
Steph.
Oh, you don't go by Steph no more?
Yeah, I go by Steph.
Oh, okay, all right.
Facebook name Stephany Ellis.
All right, so today I got Steph today, right? So, I don't do reading questions. Everything's off the top of the head. We might have a topic, and we just let it roll. So I got a topic. I want to get Steph's insight on. So she's the wonderful mother of 5 children. Five of them things, right? Well, how old were you when you had your first one?
15.
15?
Uh-huh.
I remember when you ran track.
Yeah.
And you was pregnant.
Yeah, I was 15.
Man, I thought you was older than that.
No.
All right. So I have this opinion. Feel free to chime in. I believe that babies cause breakups. Especially if you're not married. Now, if you are married, it'll probably last a little longer because of the legalities. But what do you think about it?
Babies, unplanned babies can cause breakups.
Unplanned, okay.
Most of the time, someone planned the baby. Either the girl or the man. Somebody planned to have a baby.
Uh-huh.
I mean, especially if you don't protect yourself. So it's the way I see it. I don't think babies cause breakups. The responsibility of a child causes the breakups. Someone is not ready for the responsibility of actually raising a little me. It's a lot. Especially when, being young, when I had mine at 15, it didn't cause a breakup, but most of the weight was on me and my mom and me and his mom. So it didn't cause a breakup because it wasn't really any responsibility there. We actually put that off on our parents, but on in age, I think if 18, fresh out of high school, having a baby in a relationship, yes, it can actually cause a breakup, especially if you have a person that's not responsible, the stability, the weight of actually taking care of a child can cause a breakup. I had a friend girl, and she's in college. She's done two years of college. And she's one of my son's friend, but she contacted me and she was like, Miss Steph, I just want to get rid of my baby. She was like, because I don't think I'll be a good mother. And I said, well, why do you think that? Because you take really good care of yourself. And she said, just the responsibility of somebody else's life being in my hand, me being responsible for someone else's life. Yeah. So I think if you think in that aspect, like it will shine a whole nother light on you. But I come from a home, if you're later and make it, you do what you gotta do to take care of it. So that's why I have 5. I didn't have a choice to, hey, I don't feel like I'll be a great parent. And I think that's kind of selfish, because if you can lay there and have it in the situation, it's not bad. Not molestation, not you're not pregnant by a rapist or something like that. I think under those circumstances, you do have the right to decide. But if you're in a relationship or you go out here and you're with someone and you get pregnant, I think that's a selfish decision.
To go out and get pregnant?
I mean, to get rid of a child because you don't feel like you could be a great parent.
Okay, so Stephany. One thing that bothers me, right? I'm observant. So, I watch people, I watch situations, right? One of the things that bother me is when somebody like a woman gets with a guy, and within a year you're pregnant. And it's like, damn, when did y'all take the condom off? Like, when did you start raw dogging? And I think that's what leads to them breaking up, because you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? You're still getting to know them. And kind of like, I was watching Black in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You ever watched it?
No,
Okay.
no.
It's a guy, one of the cast members, 4. He had a baby by a girl, right? They had by the time the baby was born, they hadn't even been together a year. So most of the time that they was together, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they broke up. And I'm like, y'all don't know each other.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
That's
you should
the
really
puppy love.
know somebody
Yeah.
before you be like, I want to have a kid with this person.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I feel like that's the lust stage. Like we're lusting for each other. So when you're going off of lust, you really don't know how you really feel about a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that could be a big reason for a breakup, especially with a new relationship. I gotta figure out if I really like you.
Right, right. You know, outside of the bedroom.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, in your opinion, how long should you go before you start having raw sex?
Gosh.
See, look, you thinking of
Oh,
past experience, huh?
that makes it real. Gosh. I mean, because it could take years before you actually know somebody. I have to know you in every season. Like Steve Harvey said, to know somebody, you need to really know them in every season. Broke, happy, depressed. Like, I need to see if I can handle you in all those seasons. So,
Right. I agree with you.
I mean, I'm going to say at least 5 years.
Before you go raw?
Raw, yeah. I mean, now, that's just being realistic, me being an adult now. If you're saying I need to know somebody, because I mean, after 5 years of me being with the person I'm with now I know I really love him.
Yeah.
I mean, through all our ups and downs, I know like I love him through every season. So it takes time.
Yeah. Well, see, but just think though, right? Like if you tell one of your friends, like, look, girl, you don't need to let them slide their condom off for 5 years. You think she gonna be down with that?
I mean, because it's other ways that women can actually protect themselves if he does take the condom off, where a baby is not. It's other steps you can actually take.
Like what?
I mean, birth control for women. He
All
can
right.
take the condom off, and now we're still protected.
Okay. But that's not foolproof. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I mean, you're gonna be the 99%, the 1%.
So look, I've been binge watching Fraternity Court here lately on YouTube. I don't know why.
Why?
I know, right? But I will tell you one thing that I see a lot, and it bothers me. I see a lot of women blame a child on the good guy, but she been sleeping with the guy that's not so great and enjoying him, but knowing that he's not going to be a good
Great
father.
father. Yeah.
And then they lie on the good guy like, oh, that's his baby, right? And I know a guy, he actually said, he told me to ask this on the podcast. Why lie about the baby? And just from watching Fraternity Court, that's what I come to. They lie on the good guy.
I was in that predicament, and but I didn't lie. My youngest son, I was with my kid's dad, and I was getting in a relationship with someone else, but he understood where I was actually stood, and I ended up pregnant. But I told him the truth.
Mm.
I explained to him like it's not your baby, even though me and you have been together, but we use protection. I just wanted you to know I'm pregnant, and he was there the whole ride, and he was the good guy. But I didn't want to break my bond with him by breaking his trust. So I feel like the only way to keep him around was to be honest. And regardless of what situation that I'm in at this point, I mean, I have to let him make the choice. Either he here or he isn't. So I feel like even lying by trying to keep the good guy, you're gonna lose him anyway. So it doesn't put you in a better position.
Right. So hold on. So in your situation, you told the good guy the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You told the not so good guy that it was his.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he put it on the good guy. Like it wasn't his. He said it wasn't his, it was a good guy's.
Okay. So you told him it's his baby, He said, no, it's not. It's the other guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that let you know at that moment what type of father he would be?
I already knew what type of father he was.
Okay.
I already knew. But
okay.
Me being the person that I am, I mean, I sit in my shit.
It's okay.
Sorry. I mean, if you make the mistake, like, I mean, and I don't call kids mistakes, but if I did it, I can stand on it.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you already had how many kids with the not so great guy?
3.
3. Why continue having kids with a father who showed you he's not going to be so great of a parent?
I loved him. I thought he could change. I loved him. I thought he could change, and my mom was. I didn't carry the load of raising those kids alone. My mom helped me out a lot, so I could understand a lot of the repercussions because I had help. So sometimes you can help a child so much that you hinder them, but that's just the love my mom has for her kids.
Yeah, I feel that. I've seen it. I've witnessed that, like firsthand.
Yeah.
To where somebody may want to just keep having kids, and it's like most people don't have the same type of help. So it's kind of handicapping.
It is the situation.
Yeah. So how many kids did it take for you to learn your lesson?
That was my last.
It took the 3.
The 4th one.
The 4th one. So it took you 4 kids to say, all right, he never.
Well, my first child was like I was molested and it was a getaway. I was trying to get out of my situation, so I had my first child as an escape from what I was actually dealing with. So,
hold on. Explain that to me. You had your first kid as an escape from some trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like if I get pregnant, this person will leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
And it worked, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it did.
Not to mention, you had that the father of your kid, he's there to fend for you.
Yeah. And I stayed with him because I looked at him as my hero.
Because he brought you out of this situation.
Yeah. Even though it wasn't a better situation than what I was in, I mean, because he didn't treat me well, but it was away from what I felt like was a horror story. So a nightmare, me living a nightmare every night. So me being in a relationship that I chose, I felt like I was in a better place. Even though it wasn't better, I chose to be here now. I'm not forced.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. How long did it take for you to heal from the initial trauma that you were going through?
From the molestation?
Yes.
20 years.
20. How long did it take for you to heal from the trauma of having a not so great father to your kids?
I want to say maybe 2 years. Really? Because Kevin was amazing. It didn't make me miss him, the father not being in their life. Okay. Because I had someone to take that place. So it didn't take as long. But as with the molestation, it took me so long to heal from that because I felt like I blacked it out, but I didn't. I was carrying it from relationship to relationship to kid to kid until I actually decided to relive it and speak about it.
Yeah. I know this may be a tough question. At least it's kind of tough for me to ask. Are you like thankful that you didn't get pregnant by the person who was causing the trauma to you?
I'm grateful because it was a family member. It was a family member, and I was young. I didn't really understand sex. I was a tomboy. I wanted to be like CJ, so I really didn't. I wasn't ready for none of that, and it was forced on me. From being 10 years old all the way up to you're 14, being molested, your body is forced to feel things that you don't even understand as a young adult. So you're going through bodily changes because this person has put these different emotions and feelings on you. So now I'm trying to find an escape. I mean, in the middle of the night, finding somewhere to sleep so you don't get molested. That's like that's deep.
Yeah, for sure. So at the age of 10, you start going through this, right?
Hmm.
When did you realize that this not right?
I had a cycle
At what, 10?
at 14.
Oh,
I had my menstrual at 14, and I remember my mom telling me, you know, when you have a cycle, you're coming into a woman, and now you can have kids. So like now I'm like, oh my God, like he's molesting me. What if I have a kid by him? Nobody knows what's going on with me. Nobody knows that all this in a little 14-year-old head. I mean, I'm just thinking for myself, like trying to fend for myself because I don't know how to tell anyone because at the same time, I'm seeing my older sister molested by this person. So I don't feel like nobody can save me because I see her being molested. So I'm just thinking as a kid. I have a kid mind. I'm thinking as a kid, and nobody's protecting my older sister. So who can I tell? If she doesn't feel comfortable enough to tell, who can I tell?
yeah. So like whenever you tell somebody, do they believe?
Yeah, my mom believed me.
She did. That's great.
And my mom handled it like it was new.
Mm.
So, and that's what I feel like a child looks for. And I feel like when it comes to molestation, a kid doesn't have to prove they're innocent. Whoever that child claims to be molested by, you prove that that kid is telling a lie, not that kid.
Right. So like how your daddy respond to it?
My dad believed me, but it wasn't a girl looks at their dad like their protector. So it wasn't the reaction with it being one of his siblings. It wasn't what I was looking for.
So like, okay. So have you ever got counseling for it?
No,
Why not?
I mean I don't.
You feel like you outgrown it?
And I prayed about it. That's my answer.
Okay. Would you consider it?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. Well, this is one reason why I asked, because we all go through certain stuff.
Mhm.
We all got a story, right? And of course, now the age that we are now, we know that counseling.
Yep.
A lot of us probably should have had counseling years ago
Yes.
as kids. A lot of us, but that wasn't an option.
Right.
Back then for most people. Most people I know anyway. So it's like you being an adult now. It's like, would you still consider it, or like even give it a shot?
I mean, I would, but I feel like I needed counseling more.
Back then.
Yeah, I think it was more beneficial to me back then, because I didn't know how to handle my anger. I would fight. I would. It's a lot of ways. Like it's a lot of stuff that I caused upon myself because of the trauma that I was dealing with. So I know if I would have had counseling then, it would have helped me. But in order to get help, I had to speak up. I didn't know how to speak up.
Yeah. So, all right. So even though you're not the person you were some years ago, as far as your attitude, your anger, fighting, and all that, if you get like upset now, does that come out like now today? Like when you get upset, do you think about pretty much everything that you've experienced that traumatized you?
No, I think that's a handicapness to people
Mm-hmm.
to dwell on what they've been through. At this point, you make your life better. You break those curses. In order to get your blessings, you have to forgive, even though they had happened to me. I don't want to block my blessings by not forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I forgive you. because something had to happen to you for you to do me like that. So someone needed healing, some there. So I'm not gonna block my blessings, but what I did do was educate my kids. I knew how to protect my kids.
Yeah. So like how you tell your kids about something like that you experienced?
My kids know what happened to me. I sit them down and talk to them about it.
Like all of them.
Yeah, they all know. I mean, because I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about because, I mean, in this day and age, kids are totally different. And me being a young mother going to my kids' school, kids will call parents names like your mom got this many kids, she a whoop whoop. So I want to educate my kids so they can know. You can't judge a person by me being 15. I was judged. 15, having a baby. That wasn't the norm when we were in school. That wasn't the thing. So I had to carry that embarrassment of being 15 and having a kid. So it's a lot of stuff that I carried from what happened to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling somebody not too long ago. I was like, back in our day, we didn't have too many teenagers that was pregnant.
Nah.
You was one. Who was the other? Keisha.
Yeah, that's it. Like it wasn't normal.
Yeah,
that wasn't the thing, and parents didn't praise it. Like it wasn't. We didn't have no big baby shower or none of that because we pregnant. Like we didn't get none of that. It was almost like your parents are still mad at you that you're pregnant and you're 15. So the baby got what the baby needed, but it wasn't no celebration of life. I mean, so that was we had to still like I'm pretty sure Keisha can speak as well because she comes from a Christian home just like me. So that's a big thing.
You know what? I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna do this. I hit Keisha about a year or so ago, trying to get on the podcast to talk about being a teenage parent.
Yeah.
I was thinking you was like 17 when you got pregnant, but she ghosted me. I was like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying?
Kind of shy.
Yeah, I'm talking about just straight didn't respond to nothing. If she ever see this, but yeah, and see, that's the crazy thing. You was just talking about baby showers and stuff, right? I tell people I'm not celebrating a baby shower. For what? Like, do you know what comes with being a young parent or a young mom? Not to mention you already unmarried. You know what I'm saying? That's one strike.
That's one.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's a good chance, especially today, the kids today. It's a good chance they're not gonna be together.
Yeah, single parent.
What am I celebrating, right? Now I tell somebody congratulations on a happy baby. I mean on a healthy baby. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. I hope nothing is wrong with your kid, none of that. But I do feel like as a culture, we celebrating baby showers, and I hate to say this, but you know how a lot of women do. They like doing what other women are doing. So everybody get on social media. Baby showers, these extravagant, nice baby showers. The celebrities having great, extravagant baby showers. So that make people want to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know what's gonna come with that?
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be peaches and cream. And I think that's one of the things that's hurting our culture. Because like I say, I've been binge watching Fraternity Court, and it's like. It's really sad,
It really is, and like I was saying, with the white culture, they're already looking towards marriage. Once they get out of high school, or if they go to college, that's the girls' goals. That's even the guys' goal. If you talk to them, that's what they're looking for. And my middle son, he hangs around predominantly white kids, and his whole mindset, he dates. He doesn't label. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He dates. And that's what he says. He says he's not at the age of where he's not at the place where he's taking anyone serious enough to say, that's my girlfriend. So he doesn't put a label on it. And that's something he taught me. And I'm just like, wow. that's
That's
good.
real.
Like if you know you're not that serious about a person, I'm dating. He was like that stops a lot of women from their feelings being hurt.
I think that's big for your son though, because I tell adults that now. It's like, dude, just stop lying to these women. Just let them know, like, look, I got a couple friends. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? Me and you, we can rock out, but it's not just gonna be me and you. You know
right.
what I mean? And it's like either they gonna get with it or they not. Like it's simple.
Give me the right to choose what I want to be.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, man, I got a buddy of mine. I used to be on him so tough. I said, look, man, you messing up the game for people that tell these women the truth. Cause you just gonna lie to them until you knock it down, and then you gonna burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, dude, it's somebody out here who might be willing to do whatever that lady is looking for.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? You know how women say dudes ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you giving her that perception of
Yeah.
men. Like that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
That's a different
Yeah, that gets deep into something else, but yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. You've grown, you've overcame childhood trauma, to now you're a great parent, your kids love you, right? Are you happy that you had your kids earlier? Like for me, sometimes I feel old. Like when my kid, like when we go to the school, most of the parents is 20 in their 20s. Here we are pushing 40. And it's like, dang. So are you happy that you had your kids at an earlier age?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm straddled the fence like with that one because if I would have had my kids, if I would have had my kids around 30, I would have been more stable, more wiser, um, and more patience. I would have had a lot of more patience. Having my kids young, I was still childish, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So my kids, a lot of me learning, a lot of me growing. My older two went through that with me. What I did do is sit my oldest two down and apologize for not being a great parent because I didn't know. They were the trial and error kids, and I don't want them to feel some type of way because they see me raising the last three and oh, mom didn't do that, mom didn't do that. I don't want them to feel like I have a respect of a person because I don't. I love them all the same. It was just at that era, I was a young kid, and you went through a lot of the worst part of me. So I did apologize because we don't always get it right, and we're not always right.
So from what you said earlier about how Kevin was there, and can you like imagine what it would have been like raising 5 kids without him?
Alone. Oh, I don't know because I'm a hustler. So I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna make something happen with or without him. I mean, I'm gonna get it. Like but he did make it easier because I can't raise men.
All right, right. Now I'm glad you said that, right? Because my personal belief is a man is needed in the household, whether you have girls or boys. And it's mainly because of the balance. We see, in my opinion, we see like life, the world, a little different from y'all. So to me, everybody needs a little bit of balance. Just like, I would tell people like, if I wasn't with my old lady, ain't no telling where I would be.
Right.
I'd just be out in the wind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she brought some balance to my life. And certain things that maybe I don't see, she might see. But it goes both ways. So I think that's why I think the man is needed in the household, regardless of the circumstance. Just like y'all like to spend y'all money on Amazon. You know what I mean? We don't. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if it was two of y'all that like to spend money on Amazon. You know what I mean? That's gonna be horrible.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin is a saver. I'm a spender. But I don't spend on Amazon. I don't. I'm more of the stuff the kids don't need. I'm not the Amazon person, but yeah, I'm the stuff the kids don't need, and I'm that person. And Kevin is the car parts person, like. So he's the saver. He saves, and he's the responsible one when it comes to funds. So I can't say that. So that's a lot of balance that is. And like you said, with the girls and the boys, it's needed both ways. It's definitely needed both ways. I have a 15-year-old girl now, and she's the last of the last, and she's taking us for a ride right now. Right. But I have my way of thinking, Kevin has his way of thinking, and we have to come together and really work this out. And when raising Taz, I didn't have that. My oldest daughter, I didn't have that. I didn't have nobody that I could communicate with, well, let's try this way or nothing like that. It was just whatever I thought off the top of my head, I'm going to go with it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And see, that's a perfect example of the balance, like I used to tell my old lady, early on, I'm like, look, don't whoop them kids while you mad, and she listened to me, but early on I could see her flying off the hinges, and it's like, no, you don't need to touch them kids, not right now, wait till you calm down, So now sometimes she'd be like, hey, go take care of that.
That's me. And Gail's like, why you always spending on me? Because if you done told me to wait till I calm down, by the time I'm calm down, me being a mother, it don't even matter no more because I done got on something else. Get them. Right. Get them. So it does work out like that, yeah.
Yeah, and see, I'm one of them parents. I let my kids slide, enough, too much probably. But so it's like when I get you, I'm not just getting you for what you did today. It's all that. You know what I'm saying? So I give you a chance to, kind of right your wrong. And if you don't, okay, I gotta get you. Like I tell my oldest, I gotta get you.
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I gave you too many passes. I got to.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you trying to play me now.
You're embarrassing me now with your mom.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah. I gotta handle my business,
That's the conversation me and Kevin have. Like, we don't let the kids, one of us don't let the kids slide too much. She think we just talking now. So we understand, they playing on our top now. Somebody needs to do something.
Yeah. So it's like you got to prove a point to him. That you
and
gonna get over. Yeah, I got you, But I think today, though, how you were saying, you're a hustler, right? And that's great. That's amazing. That's valuable, But at the same time, I feel like as a culture, we still need to value having the opposite sex in the house, whether it's man or woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just for the balance for yourself and your kids, And I think we're kind of letting that slip away today. That's my opinion.
I mean, it is. And at the same time, a lot of men don't want to commit. The commitment is crazy. Men, I feel like men, they're not getting married now. They're more of having they're entwined with more of just having a baby mama. Like our black men anyway, that's their new commitment. That's their new, we're married almost. They feel like if you sleep with their baby mama, you disrespected them. That's not even your girlfriend, it's your baby mama.
Yeah, y'all messed around 2 times.
Yeah.
And now she on me.
Yeah, baby mama, but now you feel entitled.
Yeah.
No. That's not even a title that a woman should even want to have. And that's something that I talk to my girls about, me being a baby mama. That's a big, oh, Jeff, you don't even understand. That's a big goal to me. I feel like when my daughter graduated and she didn't have no kids, 18, my daughter is 22 now and don't have no kids. That's major. That's a flex.
No, what's major is none of your kids have kids.
None of my kids have kids.
You know,
so you know how well I
yeah.
preach that in my house.
Yeah. And this is coming from somebody who had a kid at 15.
15.
And then most people say that the cycle repeats
Goes,
itself.
yes.
You know, so that's major,
Yeah.
you know. But I agree with you though, right? And I say the same thing. I tell black dudes all the time, we need more black dudes marrying our black women.
Yeah.
You know, not just turn them into baby mamas. Like, but I put the blame on both of them because a woman accepts it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how we were saying earlier, when do you take the condom off? You see it coming in. You know, you see him about to land the plane. So it's like, how do you just be like, okay, come on?
Or did you see it?
Well,
it be dark sometimes.
All right, cool. Well, put your hand down there. You know what I'm saying? Grab it. You know what I mean? But it's like that's part of the problem. Somebody's willing to accept that role.
Right.
Now, for two, as coming from a man's point of view, most women are the same now. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
What you mean they are the same?
You know the conversation me and most men have, we want our women natural. We don't want the eyelashes. We don't want the makeup. That's what all of them are doing, right? And to each his own, but that's not what we want, right? So it's really like, I'm gonna be real. Dudes will get in a relationship just to have sex with you as a woman. That's just what that is. There's no intentions of getting married, nothing. I'm getting with you because either you make good money, I just want us to have sex with you. So as soon as it gets rough, or as they say, the going gets tough, I'm out.
Yeah.
I done got what I came for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, so let's just say you got 3-4 women. All of them got their hair done real nice, makeup, lashes, which we hate, stuff like
do y'all
that.
really?
Yes.
No.
No,
Yeah.
we really do. I'm telling you, all the guys I talk to, that's it. We don't like it.
How can you say you? I just feel like y'all contradict yourselves because most guys, when they're on the internet, if they're sharing, if they're liking, you're liking women that has these weave, lashes, stuff like that. I can't speak for you, but I guarantee you, most of the guys that agree with you, they're contradicting themselves because we see your name up on this girl post that done twerk on the internet. So, and she got all this weave down her back, lashes look like butterfly wings.
Looking like a stripper.
Yeah, and you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a woman with insecurities and you ain't in the household doing what you're supposed to do, and now she's mimicking this, and that's the same way guys talking about women with natural bodies. Y'all love that.
We love
but
natural.
then a lot of guys say that's what they love, and can women go back to that? But you're contradicting yourself when you go and you make fun of a woman with a fupa. Or you make fun of a woman because she has a little pudge. After we done had kids and this and that, I thought we can't go to the gym. Some of that don't go back. I'm just being completely honest. Some of you gotta go get a tummy tuck and lipo that.
Yeah.
But guys are
all right.
Contradicting themselves.
Can I come back?
Please, I'm waiting.
All right, cool. This is me from my opinion, my observation. Those not the people they want married. Those are people they want to sleep with.
Okay.
You know, so all that is cool. That don't mean I won't bring that home.
And I'm gonna come back.
Go ahead.
And most guys that I know that has natural Betty at home, they step out with banging boots. I'm just gonna be completely honest. They out here with the woman with the hair down her back and the lashes, because now you have natural Betty at home. When you done been freaked out, you done been had. You got this natural woman. She probably ain't did nothing. They ain't had nothing going on. Boring. After so long, boring. She only know what you taught her. So what you gonna do?
All right, cool. All right, my turn, right?
Let me hear. You're married, man. I'm waiting.
Listen.
Please educate me.
Men like nasty. They love nasty women, right? But guess what? In my opinion, nasty women cheat. No man wants to get cheated on. So guess what? What you call natural what?
Natural Betty at home.
Natural Betty gonna be at the house.
and you cheating on her.
Why I ain't saying that?
No, not you, not you. No, I ain't talking about him. No, not him.
Yeah.
But I'm saying most of them, yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody is really being true to themselves. Everybody wants to be you got people that want to cheat, but don't nobody want to get cheated on. Who said that? What's the rapper? Fat dude.
Don't listen
You know
to rap.
what I'm talking about.
Rod Wave.
Anyway, Rod Wave, yep, he did. Everybody want to cheat, but don't nobody want to get cheated on.
Hey.
That he said it, so he must know something. Because, like you said, that's what men are afraid of. They don't want to get cheated on.
Right.
So you cuff natural Betty in the house while you out here making a fool out of her. Most marriages, most of them I've ever seen, they have real consent. I ain't know for them, but I know for a fact.
Now hold on now. Now look, I can't say about the cheating part. I don't even want to talk about cheating. But what I'm saying is that's why natural Betty's out. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, but you know the women, you know, with it's all with the, you know, all done up with the BBLs and all that. That's cool, temporary fun. But notice they get married too. Guess who married? People with money.
Yeah.
They the ones that get married, which is why women be saying hoes be winning. Because they getting married to some rich people.
Yeah.
Because you know what them rich people want? A freak.
Yeah. And they can handle it.
That's it. You know, I can pay for all this stuff, all this stuff you want, as long as you freak me out.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When they get tired of them,
they find the next one.
I holler at you.
I mean, that's you're gonna take that from either road you go down. When a person gets tired, they might leave.
So it's kind of like it's bad on both sides, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose
situation.
situation.
It's basically a lose-lose. You basically picking your poison. So do I pick rich poison or
hey, we might.
Hey, that might be another.
Yeah, we might be part two for that. That might be part two. Because I see somebody with that question, like, which one would you do? You know? And actually, me, my old lady, and my little sister had that talk. And it's like, which one would you do? But we're going to have to say that for part two. We don't want to give y'all too much in one episode. But, man, I got to go get my kids here in a minute. So, I want to thank Stephany, for joining on the podcast with me. Any last remarks, comments for today before we do another?
No, I don't have any last.
Okay. Well, yeah, we appreciate Steph for joining us today, and till next time, we out.
Peace.